Good evening. Welcome to Hope, helping other people every day. This is our annual Black History Month celebration, and we want to thank you for joining us. My name is Rosalind B. Harris. I am the publisher of the award-winning Denver Urban Spectrum of almost 36 years. And I am joined today, this evening, with Alfonso Porter, Angelia McGowan, and Brittany Wingfield. She's our new kid on the block. So you'll hear from all of them momentarily. Unfortunately, our longstanding MCs, Norma Page and Quincy Shannon, were not able to join us tonight, but our hosts are just as exciting, and they are the illustrious, Jonathan McMillan and Topaz McBride. She's got a special message actually for the honorees, but she will be joining us as the MC and host tonight. You will learn about 10 extraordinary people who have been selected by their peers as making a difference in the community. And you will also learn about a businessman who is making a difference with nonprofit organizations that are Black, Indigenous, and people of color. So we're going to keep this moving, and I want to let them introduce themselves.
Well, thank you very much, Bea, and good evening. First, congratulations to our awardees. You know, it's so nice to be able to have this program every year. I truly look forward to it. As you know, the Urban Spectrum has been around, as Bea said, for 36 years now. In this April. And, we continue to bring forth news, information, lifestyle, and events that impact our community. We are so pleased, again, to present this program tonight. And again, congratulations to our awardees. Angelia?
Well, thank you, Alfonso. My name is Angelia McGowan. I am the managing editor of the Denver Urban Spectrum. One of the things that I get to do every month is write the message from the editor. It's an opportunity for me to highlight the accomplishments that you're making in the community and express our deep pride in the hope for all the good that you're going to continue to do. For Black History Month, I was honored to be able to include the African Americans who make a difference in the message. The work that you do is a great service to the community. You're sharing your passion, you're sharing your expertise, your time. It was such an honor to mention you and to be able to celebrate with you tonight. Again, congratulations. And Bea, anything you want to comment about on the deadline? Working on deadline?
No, I'm not here.
Okay, all right.
Thanks, Angelia. Hi, my name is Brittany Wingfield. I'm the associate publisher with the Denver Urban Spectrum. And proudly, the Urban Spectrum has been spreading the news about people of color since 1987. And when you talk about legacy media, you get the sense that it's old or old-fashioned, when in reality, it has longevity and has stood the test of time through the highs and the lows. So I'm proud to come on, joining this team, and looking forward to the new technology and opportunities to continue to serve the community and reach our audience in new and exciting ways with some new and exciting partnerships as well.
1987, were you even born?
I was. I was here and just have been inspired by all of the many stories that are told from month to month. We will be hearing a word to our honorees, and after that, we will hear a word from our MCs.
African Americans who make a difference. We all make a difference. The question is, what kind of difference will you make? Are you hindering? Are you lingering? Are you inspiring, encouraging, or uplifting? What kind of African American difference will you make? Today, we are here to celebrate those who have made significant differences by setting the path and setting the course, dysmorphing the imposter violators that inhibit our minds and try to take us off course. We are here celebrating the honorees who defied the narratives and said, we will not stop on our path to excellence. We are here to honor those who have been the new standard for making a difference. Well, I come to you as an alumni of this honor myself, welcoming you to the fold of African Americans who make a difference. Here's to you and the course that you have set. May the gems that you drop along the way be that what makes the difference in encouraging and inspiring all those who might otherwise give up, to those who think that they may not be good enough, to those who have taken in the no's and the you can'ts and that you never will, to those who are looking to you for motivation and to the yes you can. May your gems be the treasures that lay along the pathway for legacy to come. Here's to you, our brand new African Americans who make a difference. In 2023, you are amazing, you are great, and we celebrate you.
Hey, I'm Jonathan McMillan, the founder of Be Better Than Average.
And you're so much more than that. You are a true pillar in our community, and you've done a lot. What you're doing now is really the manifestation of where you started, and we're grateful for you, your commitment to our youth, to our adolescent, to our future, and that's part of why I'm excited and proud to be standing next to you, and I mean that from the depths of my heart, truly. I am Topaz Johnson McBride, and I wear several hats in the community. I am a pastor on staff at Restoration Christian Fellowship, the community relations liaison in that ministry. I'm also the founder and executive director for Rediscovery Through Wellness, where we are committed to the wellness, the mental health of our community.
And she's much more than that. She's my friend. She's a counselor. She's a confidant and a support system. Over the last 4 or 5 years since we've known each other, this is a person I can genuinely rely on to call and just ask how I'm doing. Not wanting anything, not asking for anything, and I so appreciate someone checking in on me and giving me what you should be charging me for, that emotional support. So,
actually, I do that with a lot of folks. I gotta learn how to ask for the money like consistently. But you know what? That's just who I am. That's what it's about, right?
One of my mentors says, as long as I owe you, you'll never forget about me.
All right.
Hey.
How you doing, sir?
I am well. I'm so happy to be here.
Haven't seen you in forever.
It's been.
Feels good to stand next to
Oh,
you.
yes. It feels good to be able to do a hug nowadays, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow. We're here for a special reason.
For a very special reason, Topaz. I'm really excited. I am so excited. It's that time again.
That's
It's February. Right. We're doing African Americans who make a difference, working with the Urban Spectrum. I'm so honored she brought us in here. I'm so happy. I'm your co-host. I'm your co-host.
We are each other's
Okay,
co-hosts.
there we go.
Let's make this thing happen. And do you remember when you were in this position?
I do.
About to receive your award?
I do, and I was just so shocked. I was so humbled. It was a really special time for me because I was just kind of getting started and finding my groove, and it was the affirmation that I needed to receive that I was doing the right thing. I was being recognized not only by the universe but by my peers and by B and the publishers and the magazine that I've grown up respecting. So. Do you remember yours?
Absolutely, because mine was actually just in 2020, and so this is really exciting. I'm so excited for all of those that will be receiving awards tonight. So let's get on with the program.
Let's get on with it. But actually, I want to take just a minute to recognize, like I said, when I received my award, it was a confirmation of my leadership journey. And we need leaders now more than ever.
Absolutely, absolutely. Truth leaders.
Truth leaders, yes. And those who are going to speak truth to power.
Absolutely.
And so I think that reemphasizes just how important that this year's class of leaders, they're stepping up to the plate. They're doing what they're supposed to. We think about incidents like what have happened across the country to not only young black men, but young black women as well. They're in danger, and their leadership is needed right now. I know you're a mother of 2 young black men.
Yes, yes. And being the mother of 2 black sons is not, it's something really unique in this season in which we're living. Because it feels like we've re-looped the 50s, we've re-looped the 30s, and even the 60s, because I was speaking with someone earlier who was sharing with me an experience that she and her family had even in 1977. They were living in Kentucky, and the Ku Klux Klan were truly ruling what was happening in Kentucky in the late 70s. And this black family was coming down the highway, and there were whites that were standing on both sides of the road and started throwing bricks through the car window. And one of those bricks hit the youngest son who was in the back seat and killed him. And having raised my son in Douglas County during the time when Michael Brown and Sandra Bland and there was so much that was happening when it was resurfacing. That was kind of the beginning. Trayvon Martin was the beginning of this re-looping where our young black men were being targeted. And so when it came time for my son to learn how to drive, when I'm sitting in these school meetings with these other mothers where I was the only woman of color, not just black, but there were no brown women, there were no other women of color at all. They were all excited about their sons learning to drive. They couldn't even begin to empathize with me as a mother of black sons who were now going to be driving vehicles in the community, around a community that was predominantly a Republican conservative and still is, state or city and county. My anxiety was really at a high level because it was more about, okay, not having an accident, not getting a ticket, but it was really about not getting pulled over.
Driving while black.
That's it. That's it. And so, as a black mother of black sons, the challenge is different. The fears, the concerns, the helicoptering comes for a different reason. But I do want to be fair to even fathers of black sons.
You know, I have 3, and my youngest. Most people who know me know him because he's my sidekick. I call him my vice president of operations. He was the inspiration behind Be Better Than Average, because I really wanted to help him live up to and beyond the narrative about young black men and what they're capable of, and forecast this doom and gloom of their futures. And I've taken probably the last 15, 20 years of my life working with young black men to be a better father than I started off as, and hopefully, hopefully it shows up in Julian's life now.
I can't imagine anything less.
Oh.
You, after all, you are the strategist of above average.
Be better than average, yeah.
That is you. Coming off of what we just experienced, the nightmare, the terror that we just vicariously walk through with regard to Tyree Nichols, it brings a whole nother element of what to be afraid of. It's not just white police officers, but it's police officers in general. This is a scary time. And so there is a clip that we're about to bring to you that comes from a few years ago, but still relevant and still the same impact. It's a nightmare that has not ended.
a black son.
I have a black son.
I have black sons.
I have a black son.
I have 2 black sons.
I have a black son.
I have black sons.
I have a black grandson.
And we can't breathe.
Wow, what a powerful video that was. What a powerful message. I'm looking forward to the time when this does not have to be part of our narrative.
You know, Topaz, I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm really confident that with the leaders that we're recognizing tonight are making a difference, we have the right people in place right here from Denver, from youth activists to educators to someone who's been doing work for almost 30 years around suicide prevention.
Wow, and to think that one of our recipients, our awardees this evening, is 60 years younger. Wow, how awesome. What an honor to be presenting to both of them this evening.
Absolutely. So let's get to meeting our awardees tonight. Gene Fashaw Sr. The husband and father first is best known as a coach, tutor, and teacher who is active in the far northeast Denver community. Gene Fashaw, who was nominated for Colorado Teacher of the Year in 2022, led a rally at Denver Public Schools centered on change, the No Justice, No Peace trademark lawsuit, and lifting the ban on Brandon Pryor, co-founder of the STEAM Academy. Being able to shape the minds of children and contribute to the well-being of the same community I grew up in is a true blessing, Gene says, a true community advocate. Gene says, as a Morehouse man, I am not living my purpose if I do not give back to the community that I came up in. Contributing to the strengthening and growth in my community is one of my life's purposes. He believes the biggest challenge in the African American community surround group economics, youth violence, education, and opportunity. He says these challenges can be resolved at the macro level. It involves us all to come together in collaboration. From there, we can come up with plans to help our dollars circulate more within our community. When asked how he would like to be remembered, he says, I want to be remembered as a good husband, father, and a person that gave himself selflessly for the betterment of us all.
My name is Gene Fashaw. I'm a husband, a father, 8th grade math teacher, coach, tutor. I wear many hats and just dedicated my life to serving my community. I want to thank my wife, Kenya. I want to thank my children, Kylie and Junior, my parents, for just raising me up to do things the right way no matter what's going on around me. I have taken that and really grown into this role. I want to tirelessly serve my community and uplift those that came before me. Morehouse College requires that we go back to the communities that we came from and give opportunities to others to do the exact same thing. And over time, we should see a positive impact in that community. So I have centered myself in that. That's why I'm in the classroom. That's why I have founded the Denver STEAM Initiative. And I will continue to serve my community selflessly. So to see somebody give me recognition for that, when I do it for no recognition whatsoever, it's uplifting and gives me motivation to keep on going.
Janet R. Damon. The librarian, naturalist, and wellness organizer integrates healing with her literacy events for the community with activities that range from yoga and meditation to hiking, ziplining, canoeing, and kayaking while enjoying book talks. Janet, in the past year, hosted 14 nature and literacy-inspired events. Janet, who co-founded Afros and Books with 3 Black and biracial librarians, has distributed more than 1,000 books that represent the culture, heritage, and the history of our community. Janet says, we have cultivated a literary community of readers, creatives, healers, and learners across the Denver community. Our Black to Nature book club offers African American community members ways to create joyful memories of the outdoors as a collective. As a teacher and a librarian of 25 years, Janet points to education as the biggest challenge facing the African American community. My students thrive when they see their culture, history, and stories in the curriculum. As a history teacher, she knows it is transformative for us to understand our place in the world, and when we do not know our history, our children suffer. Janet would like to be remembered as the librarian who gave away thousands of good books and took families hiking and fishing. I want children to remember when we read Langston Hughes aloud in the meadow and the trees swayed and danced as the ancestor himself came to listen.
Hi, my name is Janet Damon, and I am the co-founder of Afros and Books, and I am so honored to be recognized from Urban Spectrum as one of the 2023 African Americans who are making a difference in our community. It is amazing to be recognized by the Urban Spectrum, who has provided a space for the stories of struggle and triumph and victory in our community. And I just want to truly thank my own father, who instilled in me a love of nature, a love of stories, and a love of books from a very early age. Even though he himself was not able to visit the libraries in his community due to the laws of segregation in our country, he still provided a firm foundation for me to feel connected to my history, my culture, and my purpose. And I also want to thank my mother, who instilled in me the work ethic and the ability to stand up for those who need it in our community. Through Afros and Books, we're able to provide healing-centered, literacy-enriched experiences for children, for families, for youth, for teens, in an intergenerational space. So I invite you to come out with us, come hiking, kayaking, fishing, zip lining, and I thank all of my partners who have worked over this past year to help us curate over 14 different experiences for community and have helped me provide over 1,000 books and giveaways for children and families. So I thank Urban Spectrum, I thank my community, and I hope to continue in this work for years to come.
Jendayi Harris-Williams. This past year, Jendayi Harris-Williams used her coaching expertise in the areas of physical, emotional, and mental health, teaching to support several conferences and events. Namely, she used her therapy tool, My Mental Wellness Action Guide, as a mental health event organized by Adam's Purpose organization, serving more than 200 individuals. Over the past 5 years, she has released 2 books dedicated to supporting healthy living under her book series, The Chubby Church. She has developed a multicultural women's conference called Whole and Free that brought more than 55 churches together and helped bridge the gap between Black church and others in the faith community. The licensed professional counselor feels, quote, very called to be a change agent in the terms of supporting others to heal areas of mental, emotional, health, and financial bondage in their lives. I want to inspire wholeness and freedom. Jendayi says, all God needs is one person in the family unit willing to do the hard work of healing past trauma and becoming their best person, and that will inspire others to do theirs too. She sees lack of economic policy, business, entrepreneurship, and ownership as big challenges facing the African American community. She says that while programming and education is important, nothing moves the dial in our communities more than money. Jendayi would love to be remembered as someone who was genuine and who cared about the well-being of others. She says, I love people and I love to see the impact of them.
I'm Jendayi Harris, and I'm really excited to be nominated for this year's award of the African Americans Who Make a Difference. For hope of helping other people every day, my goal in the African American community is to support health and well-being. As an author of The Chubby Church, I just want to say thank you for considering my book. I want to say thank you to God because it's extremely humbling humbling to be honored this way. I want to thank my husband, Dr. Michael Anthony Williams, for his undying love and support and encouragement. My mom, who's always just been my best friend and support, and all of my supporters and friends. Also, the forwarders in the Black community. I love Urban Spectrum, so that's why this is amazing honor to me, because it's always on our coffee table, and it's a huge way for us to connect in our community, as well as B. Harris, who's the creator and editor, and also our Jeff Fard, Jice Johnson, others, Carla Ladd, others who have just paved a major way in our community. So I just want to say thank you to not only God and my supporters, but to you for considering me today.
Jill D. Dorancy. Jill is committed to the legal profession, supporting the endeavors of small businesses across the social, economic, racial, ethnic, and cultural spectrum, and is working to make sure that every person has access to justice. Jill, who was appointed as one of 20 African American district court judges in the state of Colorado, explains, there are several hundred state court judges in the state of Colorado, of which less than 10 are African American women. Jill mentors young legal minds and encourages young African Americans who wish to enter the legal profession. She believes the biggest challenge facing the African American community is the failure to ensure that our children are prepared for adulthood. She says that often children receive their introduction to social and emotional learning, self-awareness, self-respect, and self-confidence through school. She says the current educational system produces children who lack empathy and compassion, knowledge of their history, and have untapped abilities. Our first and most critical task is to find and support teachers who understand how to teach African American children in a holistic way about their mental health, their potential for their future, and their history. She would like to be remembered as a woman who was kind, compassionate, and who cared deeply for her family, friends, and community, and who tried to make the world a better place. She also wants to be remembered as a person of integrity who is fair, balanced, and just.
My name is Judge Jill Dorancy. I'm a judge in Denver District Court. I am extremely honored to be accepting this recognition as an African American who makes a difference. I am grateful to be recognized for my work and my career, and for every volunteer opportunity that I've taken here in Denver. I particularly want to say thank you to the Urban Spectrum for being such a pillar in the community. When I moved here 20 years ago, I turned to the Urban Spectrum to get information about what was happening, where I should be, and where I should live. And I actually moved to the Five Points area specifically because of the information and the community that I felt from the information that I got from the Urban Spectrum. I want to say thank you to a few people because without them, I wouldn't have been here. I'd like to say thank you to and recognize Judge Claudia Jordan. She was the first African-American female judge here in Colorado, and I stand on her shoulders every single day in my work. I also want to thank Gary Jackson and also the members of the nominating committee, without whom I wouldn't be here accepting this award before you. And finally, I want to say I hope that I continue to serve the community and serve you and continue to make a difference. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you and representing you well here in Denver. Thank you so much for this honor.
Joy Braud Sims. Joy's Creole and Cajun cuisine has been served at many Denver galas and meetings over the past year, and that included pushing through the COVID-19 pandemic to bring it directly to homes through weekly delivery specials. Over the past 5 years, Joy Braud Sims served the unhoused population by providing food, clothing, blankets, and toiletries. She also worked with the Sims Fayola Foundation to provide social emotional skills and mentoring to young men and boys of color. and equity training to those who serve them. Joy says she was taught growing up that you must help others. No matter what you have, someone has less, wants what you have. Joy points to several challenges facing African American community, including the breakdown of the family unit, racism, the lack of care for military veterans with PTSD, and the lack of services for those facing mental health challenges. She says the answer lies in the focus of elected officials. She says they need to stop focusing on their own agenda and listen to the people who elected them. Moving forward, she'd like to continue her philanthropic work, expand Mama Joy's Creole catering presence in the community through a food truck. She'd like to be remembered as a loving and giving person, so I make it a point to focus on others and find ways to lighten someone else's life.
Hi, I'm Joy Sims, the owner and chef at Mama Joy's Creole Catering. I would like to thank B at Urban Spectrum for giving me this award and recognizing my talents as a chef. It's an honor to win an award for doing something that I love. I love feeding people and seeing the smiles on their faces when they taste my food. I would also like to thank my husband for encouraging me to start this business. It's been a great journey. Thank you.
All right, let's take time to recognize Cleo Parker Robinson, both as the person and the Cleo Parker Robinson Dance Troupe. It's an incredible Denver institution.
Absolutely historic. And I had the privilege, the honor of being an awardee with her in 2021 with the Colorado Black Women for Political Action. And to be in that lineup with her was amazing. They do have some things that they're going to be doing that they have coming up. So make sure that you go to their website for Cleo Parker Robinson Dance Studio. And if you've never seen a performance from those artists, that's something that you want to experience. And if you have, then you know you want to experience it again. We want to be behind our historic legacy-making folks from right here in Denver, Colorado.
You know, you speak about seeing a dance performance. I got to shout out B. Harris, the founder of the Urban Spectrum. You know, last year I had the privilege of being at the Denver Dancing at the Stars. And B was one of the dancers.
All right,
with Tyvez Littlejohn. It was incredible.
Wow.
It was incredible.
I missed that, so I'm gonna have to look for that video because I want to see that.
I think we might have it. I'm looking over. We don't have it. Oh, we don't have it.
Well, we do have him though. We have her partner
We have her.
in a video who's going to bring us something special.
All right.
Now, so tune in. I wish I was that flexible. I wish I was that coordinated and balanced. I used to be at one time. I'm working on getting my groove back, so I could be somebody's partner in Dancing with some Stars.
I was just that coordinated. I can't walk up the stairs without winded, so yes.
All right, well, we're ready for the next round of our honorees. LaToya Petty, who holds a master's degree in nonprofit management, is an established community organizer known for her community engagement and knowledge about the nonprofit sector. Through her service to the community and a 10-year journey to save lives, she has focused on those impacted by gang violence, unexpected death, trauma, and the generational impact of active collective trauma in communities of color. A climax event was the ACT Summit, in which she co-chaired as a member of the Public Health for Public Safety Leadership Team. And I had an opportunity to participate in that summit, and it was so amazing and so valuable. The summit was a collaborative effort to change the narrative of victimization by highlighting the voices of Black and brown individuals who have experienced re-victimization by the systems that were established to help and support them. Through her consulting firm, The Donation Broker, she supports startup nonprofits with infrastructure and formalities like building a board of directors, applying for 501c3 status, and establishing marketing campaigns. She says the biggest challenge is upholding and celebrating the value of love. We are still fighting an untrue and damaging narrative instilled in us through institutionalized slavery. And until we start finding value in ourselves and truly loving who and what we are, everything else will fall short. We are a community that needs healing. She would like to be remembered as a community member who took an active role.
Wow, what an honor it is to be standing here. My name is LaToya Petty. I am the Director of Partnerships and Collaborations with Lubembela Organizing Committee, and I am also the owner of the Donation Broker, a local consulting firm. And I am just blown away by this award, 2023 African Americans Who Make a Difference. Wow, hosted by the Denver Urban Spectrum. Thank you, B. Thank you, nominating committee, for selecting me for this award. I really, really appreciate it. What is it about? Wow, it's about the community at the end of the day. And it's about being able to serve the community through a spirit of actual service. You know, I feel like so many people are into this work for reasons other than just service. And for me, it's all about showing up and being willing to use my skills to help and to provide service to organizations, individuals, and just the community in as a whole. So where do I go from there? Wow, there's a whole list of folks that I want to thank and I want to just give a shout out to. So first I want to thank all my mentors, from Khadijah Haynes, Donna Garnett, my mentor who just recently passed away, Rich Mel, all of my friends in the community who are healers, who are providers, who have wrapped love and support around me, all of the organizations that I serve through my business, the Donation Broker. I'd like to give a shout out to you all, Shop Talk Live, Families Against Violent Acts, Struggle Love Foundation. You guys all are very near and dear to me. So thank you so much. And then I have to just go down the list and talk about the organizations that I'm involved with directly and doing work with directly. So that will be, I'm the co-chair of the Denver African American Commission. What up, guys? Thank you for your support. I am the co-chair of Public Health for Public Safety, Community Leadership Team, and the ACT Summit. Love all of the holistic partners involved in that whole engagement with the community, bringing culturally relevant services, talking about our traumas as a community, doing things from a community-driven, data, research-based interaction so that people can understand where we're coming from as a community and not what other people think we should be doing as a community. I think that's so important, the work that we're doing in that group. The Denver Sheriff's Department Community Advisory Board, thank you Sheriff Diggins and all the individuals in the Sheriff Department who allow me to come in and mix things up and challenge different things and bring a new and innovative perspective to what it looks like for our deputies and our inmates in the prisons. You know, you guys are probably laughing at me right now. I'm laughing at myself. I know I'm not the easiest person at times, so I really appreciate anybody who's willing to sit around the table with me and have some hard conversations about how we can improve and bring transformation to our communities. And from there, it's just all the community organizations that I've been working with and all the individuals that I've been working with throughout the years. It's been a long 25-year journey since I started working in nonprofits, and I've been doing the majority of that work here in Denver, Colorado. So thank you for all your support. Last but not least, I want to say thank you to my family. You know, without you guys, I don't know where I would be. Y'all keep me grounded. I mean, my family is the first folks to say, hey, Toya, you know, get real, girl, you know, come back down to reality. So we have very intense conversations within our family unit. Everybody comes from different perspectives, different ways of life. And I want to just say thank you guys. Thank you guys for always being there, always wanting to have those conversations. And sometimes you guys know how families are. Sometimes we're at each other's throats, and sometimes we are, you know, eating good food and just enjoying a good card game. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And that's what community is at the end of the day. We don't always all have to agree, but we do have to be willing to work together in unity. And this whole community is my family. So I would like to say thank you to everybody for all your support throughout the years. And I accept this award.
Leslie Les Franklin. Les Franklin works with and supports children and young people, helping them stay alive and reach their goals. Through the foundation, he delivers speeches in the community sharing facts and resources on mental health and suicide prevention and intervention. He enjoys talking with students about little-known contributions African Americans have made to society. Through the COVID pandemic, the Shaka Franklin Foundation stayed afloat, continuing to serve the African American community. The foundation offers scholarships out of state and also in Colorado to universities that are giving African American students a chance to succeed. Franklin says one of the biggest challenges facing the African American community is education. He says we need to have effective education knowledge and also to develop healthy relationships with law enforcement. He also says there needs to be a review of school curricula to ensure appropriate learning and success. Moving forward, Franklin would like to make sure everything he knows and has learned in his life, including his experience of working 24 years for IBM, is passed on to future generations in hopes their lives can be easier. He would like to be remembered as a person who loves everyone and that I have made a positive and lasting difference in the lives of children and families.
Hello, I'm Les Franklin of the Shaka Franklin Foundation, and I'm so honored to have this opportunity to be honored by this committee and by the organization that has selected me to receive this very, very special honor. And I'm so thankful that I'm still around and able to tell all of you out there how pleased I am with B and the committee that has worked to help so many other folks get the recognition that they deserve and have received as a result of this committee. I'd like to say to all of you that our children are very special. I've lost 2 sons to suicide, and I know what it is to lose a child. And we have so many children now that need to get a good education and need to have good parental support. And I would urge and beg every last one of you parents out there, spend time with your children. Get to know them well, because I've written a book, and in my book, my mother never knew 90% of the things that happened to me during the course of my life, starting with kindergarten. So I would urge you to sit down with your children, talk to them, get to know them, make sure they know you, and make sure that they know they can come to you whenever they have an issue or whenever there's a problem in their life. But education is incredibly important for those children, and you should do everything you can to make sure that those children are getting a special education, and I mean an education that gives them the tools to go out and survive in a very difficult world. So I thank you, all of you, for everything that you've done to help me get here, and for all the support that our organization has received, and for especially the support that you've given Bea Harris and her organization. She's been around a long time, and that's tough. And so we should support all those organizations and businesses in the community, and especially those who care about children. And I thank you so much.
Peter Lubembela. Peter works to unite Black men throughout Colorado and empower young people. The most notable contribution this past year to the African American community was his service as an African American outreach director for U.S. Senator Michael Bennett's re-election campaign. Also, through his nonprofit, 10 for 10, he has united over 300 Black men in Colorado to feed over 1,500 people in Denver. The summer of 2020, following the murder of George Floyd, 10 for 10 brought together a group of young people. They organized 12 events in 6 weeks, all geared towards youth empowerment. The organization also awarded 2 students with the Davari Armstrong Scholarship, established to honor the South High School athlete and college-bound 17-year-old killed in his Denver neighborhood. Peter strives to be a friend, an advocate, and a public servant to the biggest challenge facing the African American community is a lack of government to support our communities. He says he sees organizations and individuals all working to achieve the same mission, working in silos. They should heed the African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. In the future, he would like to represent the community as a city council member. He would like to be remembered standing tall and proud with his community, with a smile on his face. Go, Peter.
Hi, Denver. My name is Peter Lubembela. I'd like to say thank you to Bea Harris and the Denver Urban Spectrum for giving me the African Americans Who Make a Difference Award. I'd like to accept this award on my behalf, but that's not possible. This award is a testament to how God uses people to fulfill His will. I'd like to take a second to share a scripture with you guys today. Matthew 25, verse 21 states, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I'll put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." The work that I do in the community is all aimed at fulfilling God's will for people, for us. Everybody should have the resources and the support that they need to thrive. So when I'm out in the community, I'm simply doing God's work. I would also like to take a second to thank the mentors in my life that made it possible for me to be where I am today. I want to give a big thank you to the Honorable Wilma Webb, to Mayor Wellington Webb, to the Haynes family, Khadijah Haynes, Happy Haynes, Anna Jo Haynes, Donna Garnett, Bianca Emerson, and Arun Calhoun. These mentors have been instrumental to my growth as an individual. Whenever I need guidance, support, and just reassurance, they're always a phone call away. So I want to say thank you to them. But I also want to say thank you to the City of Denver for giving me the opportunity to serve, for empowering me and putting me in a position to do God's will for the people. Thank you. I want to thank you, the African American community. Being Black in America, we're marginalized, disposed, and oftentimes threatened for simply existing. But the people in this community, the African American people in this community, every day, through my community, contradict this stereotype that's oftentimes pushed in the media. They show up for people in the community, they support young people, and they teach young people to value themselves and to cherish their melanin, to love themselves. So I want to thank the African American community to value themselves. So I want to thank the African American community for being resolute in its heritage, in their truth, and in their community. Lastly, I want to thank my mom. I want to thank my family, my dad, my siblings, for giving me the foundation that I have today. A foundation centered on compassion, loving and caring for people. My family has taught me, if you have the resources to do, it's your responsibility to give back. So I just want to give a big shout out to my mom who's here with me today. I'm gonna give you a hug, Mom. Because I wouldn't be who I am today without her love, her support, and her prayers. Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. I also want to say thank you, Denver, to support my son to be the way he is today. I appreciate it for that. God bless you guys.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, Denver.
Sylvia Waller. Sylvia serves as Mrs. Colorado and advocates for the Alzheimer's Association. As a volunteer community educator, she helps to bring awareness to the importance of a healthy lifestyle, diet, exercise, and the connection to brain health and dementia-related diseases. She enjoys working with young women on embracing their own beautiful uniqueness, but fearing the process of maturity and aging gracefully. Waller's personal connection to Alzheimer's links her dad, who passed away in 2017 from dementia. As a young, dark-skinned girl growing up in the 60s, she saw little to no images of herself in the beauty industry. Her parents helped her to embrace her beautiful uniqueness with confidence. She has never felt insecure. Sylvia says that she did feel fear when considering competing for Mrs. Colorado at the age of 59. Her husband encouraged her. Her quotes say, "In my journey, I showed women young and seasoned to never restrict themselves in a glass box or allow obstacles to discourage them." Sylvia adds, in this competition for Miss America in August 2022, she placed in the top 15. The biggest challenges facing the African American community include mental and physical health, food deserts, healthcare insecurities. She says it's important to have African Americans in decision-making spaces to address these issues. In the future, she plans to write books, including one on Queen Agers. She would like to be remembered as Mrs. Colorado, who advocated for the Alzheimer's Association and for women of all ages to maintain a healthy lifestyle, diet, and exercise to maintain a healthy brain and age gracefully.
First of all, I'd like to give honor to my Lord and Savior, who without this would not be possible. God's grace is the reason that I'm here, and I give him all the glory. This process started with my dad, taking care of my dad and getting us involved with the Alzheimer's Association. I am so honored and I am amazed that I am being mentioned in the company of so many accomplished and amazing people that are doing great work in the community. I pride myself on being a role model for our young women as well as men. Just being the person that you want to be and being the best person that you want to be. Not comparing yourself to others, but accepting who you are and embracing your own beautiful uniqueness. I would like to thank the Mrs. Colorado organization. Thank you, Emily, for seeing the light in me and having the confidence in me. I thank you to my friends and my family, my husband, John Waller, my 2 sons who are my cheerleaders, and they're my #1 fan, and they follow me wherever I go. I would like to thank B and the Urban Spectrum for this amazing award. I am so honored, and it caught me by surprise, but you know, when you're doing the work of God, you don't really think about what the outcome is. You're just doing His will and trying to be the best person that you are. So I thank you. I thank each and every one of you in the community, and I hope that I have made you proud as Mrs. Colorado.
Tonoa L. Manuel. Most notable contributions come from her time with the Leadership Connect program organized by the Urban Leadership Foundation of Colorado. In her 10 months of active participation in this program, she led fellow team members in a service project around mental health and young people, where youth had an opportunity to share with peers, parents, and community members their stories around mental health and overcoming challenges during and after a global pandemic. Tonoa, who was honored by her peers with the Distinguished Graduate Award, as well as the Richard Lewis Rising Star Award for Outstanding Leadership Service, chooses to take an active role in community around this work because she understands the importance of understanding our why. The biggest challenges in African American communities, according to Tonoa, is social detriment, such as healthcare, finances, and mental health. She says, we have for many generations swept these issues under the rug or avoided the conversations because of a lack of vulnerability or courage because of what we've been taught generationally. A huge advocate of restorative justice practice in the art of how to break generational trauma and curses, she says individuals need to work to get back to the root of it takes a village. Tonoa wants to be remembered for her service in leadership and organizational change strategy led from a place of owning our vulnerabilities and experiencing alongside integrity and dignity for people.
Hello, my name is Tonoa Manuel, and I'm the curator and founder of SIG Consulting firm here in Denver. I'm super honored to get this award from the Denver Urban Spectrum in light of things that I'm doing in my community. I want to thank my family and my kids and my husband for pushing me to migrate and allowing me to choose a space that I felt comfortable in to give back to the community that I'm from and want to serve. And so I just really appreciate the opportunity to be here in this space amongst other great leaders receiving this award. I appreciate the opportunity to show up in the space around small businesses in my community to help them elevate and move forward in a sustainable way around their business and watching it grow and scale. So I'm super excited and super honored for this award.
Talk about an artist This evening has just been filled with various forms of art. We want to acknowledge the artists behind the awards that are being given tonight, and she's been the one who's created these beautiful forms of colored glass from her very own hands. She creates these unique pieces, and this is an incredible woman out of Atlanta, Georgia, Marlena Hullum. You do beautiful work.
Yeah, my award still sits up on the mantle. It's a great art piece, and it's a reminder, like why we do what we do. Speaking of my mantle, I have to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Barry Overton. So Barry is a friend of mine. He's a friend. He's a coach. He's a mentor. He's much like you, Topaz.
And he's an author.
He's an author, and he's my realtor.
Wow.
And
can I just squeeze this in real quick?
Please.
The irony, the timing, the divine timing. Barry Overton just sold my son, 23 years old. He just closed on his home 2 weeks ago. Barry Overton made that happen in partnership with Cameron Winchester.
That is incredible. Home ownership is so important for Black economics, for legacy building. Barry is a scary conversation sometimes about a big decision of buying a home. Mm-hmm. Barry is someone you could trust.
Absolutely.
Because he really wants to see you successful. I'm not going to put many more words in his mouth. We actually have a video from Barry, but I just had to give him that extra special shout out. So here's a video from one of our sponsors.
When you think of buying or selling real estate, there's a name you can trust to serve your best interest. When you want knowledge and VIP service, there's one person you want. Barry Overton, Realtor.
In celebrating Black history, in celebrating Black excellence, Black achievement, Black magnificence, and so much above average, we want to acknowledge the honoree of that special award this evening. Every year there is one who covers this magazine. And that individual for this year is none other than a truly beloved friend of, I believe, both of us.
Yes.
He has been a mentor to my son since my son was probably 12 years old. He's been a good friend and confidant, and I've supported him in all of his endeavors. So without further ado, Mr. Rich Lewis. Richard Lewis Jr. is an award-winning entrepreneur and innovative philanthropist. He is the founder and CEO of RTL Networks, an award-winning technology leader with an international presence in the public, private, and government sectors. Throughout his career, Lewis has been repeatedly recognized by industry powerhouses for his business savvy and civic impact. RTL Networks provides, among other services, IT, cybersecurity, and maintenance that have reaped over $200 million. More recently, Lewis has focused his formidable talents and energy on philanthropy by assisting nonprofit organizations that serve underserved communities. Lewis envisioned and created the RTL Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit, in 2001 to assist these nonprofits in a complex, the BIPOC Nonprofit Development Center called BNDC, located in Denver's historic Five Points neighborhood. The BDNC will open its doors this spring, providing a nexus for nonprofits to network, communicate, and collaborate. He graduated with a Bachelor of Science from the United States Air Force Academy and later earned 2 graduate degrees in MBA and an MS in computer science. However, his childhood teachers predicted the youth would never succeed academically and advised his mother to set low expectations for her son. His mother resisted the teacher's predictions, and her encouragement resulted in Lewis's later academic successes. Without his mother's persistence and support, Lewis would likely have
a different biography, one that would resemble those of many young minorities who are marginalized and abandoned during formative years, rather than the stellar resume that realizes the all-American and mainstream dream. It's from empirical experience and personal hindsight that Lewis recognizes the nascent and struggling nonprofits required assistance, guidance, and encouragement. After serving 10 years in the United States Air Force, Lewis entered the corporate world, serving in senior management at Cisco Systems, Quest, Avaya, and after a pair of corporate layoffs, Lewis started his own enterprise, RTL Networks, in 2002. Even though the startup faced challenges with the economic vicissitudes and disruptive technologies, Lewis steered the company through the bumps and over the hurdles. Lewis and the company have earned multiple honors, including E&Y's 2019 Entrepreneur of the Year for the Mountain Desert region, Cisco Systems Business Partner of the Year in the public sector, and the Department of Defense's Small Business of the Year in the Pikes Peak region. 9 News Business Leader of the Year, Minority Business Person of the Year by the SBA Colorado Region, Black Enterprise Magazine's Top 100 list of the largest Black-owned firms in the United States, inclusion on both Inc. Magazine's 500 and 5,000 lists, and other prominent accolades and awards. Among his civic service endeavors, Lewis is the founder of the Urban Leadership Foundation, Chamber Connect leadership programs, and serves as the Colorado Commissioner and Chair of the Colorado Civil Rights Commission and Board of Trustees for the Denver Mile High United Way. He previously served as a board chair of both the Colorado Black Chamber of Commerce and Colorado Youth at Risk. Lewis also served on the board of directors of other organizations, including Rocky Mountain PBS and the Denver Chamber of Commerce. As a passionate industry thought leader and corporate citizen, Richard is actively involved in the community and is well known for his work to support education reform, small business growth, and veterans issues. A favorite activity is working with youth to improve access to learning opportunities and create a brighter tomorrow for the next generation. Even as we celebrate Black History Month, Lewis is making history throughout every year. The Denver Urban Spectrum cover story on Lewis Leads with Black History Month isn't limited to February on Richard Lewis's calendar. As Lewis notes, for me personally, Black history is 365 days a year. Congratulations, Mr. Lewis. Wow, well, this brings our part to a close.
I'm sad. This was fun.
It was fun. We'll have to do it again, for sure. So thanks, Quincy. And
yeah, Norma, my condolences. I
Yes.
want to send my heartfelt condolences to Norma Page, Samir Page, the whole Page family.
Yes, yes. Thank you for allowing us to stand in for you. And so we now close our part out this evening, and we want to extend another congratulations to all of the recipients this evening. And we support you, we stand behind you, and we're looking forward to the greater works that you've got coming in 2023. So we are now going to turn it back over to B. Harris and Alfonso.
Yeah. Thank you. Good night.
Well, 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 I hope you enjoyed this evening as much as we did. And once again, as everyone knows, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we could not have done this without you. This celebration was all about the community, but we want to thank the community. We want to thank the honorees for all that you've done over the last several years, our readers, our supporters, our contributors, our advertisers, and also our friends and family. We look forward to seeing you next year, but before we go, we still have a few more acknowledgments that we'd like to take a moment to say.
Well, thank you, B. We certainly like to say a special thank you to our event sponsors tonight, Barry Overton Realty, Dave Kinney here at MSU Denver and the MSU Denver family, and Cleo Parker Robinson Dance for hosting this event this evening.
We'd also like to extend a special thanks to Misty Oss with Buttons from the Heart, vocalist Linda Theus Lee, Lawrence James, Denver Urban Spectrum Distribution Manager, Tanya Ishikawa with Buffalo Trails, Donald James with Pit Stop Barbecue and Kitchen Consulting, Jody Gilbert with Color Graphics, Marlena Hullum with Colored Glass, Norma J. Page, Quincy Q. Shannon, Topaz McBride, and finally but not least, Jonathan McMillan with Be Better Than Average. Thank you.
Thank you.
We hope you'll take a moment to join our community of members. Visit the Denver Urban Spectrum, denverurbanspectrum.com, and look for the donate button. We are delighted to have a friend of the publication, Bobby Wells Music. Bobby Wells is a songwriter, producer, a smooth jazz and Christian composer, and this is his latest song, and he'll take us out on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next year.
Nzambe na ngai namopenda Yesu, namopenda Yesu, namopenda Yesu, asifiwe, amen. Namopenda Yesu, namopenda Yesu, namopenda Yesu, asifiwe, amen. Nalingikolo Yesu nangai akumama, amen. Nalingikolo Yesu nangai akumama, amen. Hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah. Nzambe na banzambe tiketo kumisamba mosusu lokolo aza te umela. I love Jesus, I love Jesus, oh Jesus, I love Jesus, he's sacred to me. Amen, amen. I love Jesus, oh Jesus, I love Jesus, Jesus. Amen. Praise God, praise hallelujah, praise God, amen. Praise God, oh praise hallelujah, praise God, amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, praise God, amen. Oh praise Jesus, hallelujah, praise God, amen. Oh yeah. Mon Dieu, mon roi, oh, il soit loué, amen. J'aime Jésus, mon Dieu, mon roi, qu'il soit loué, amen. Il soit loué, alléluia, il 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 soit loué, amen. Oh Seigneur Jésus,
C'est toi le Fils de l'homme, le Dieu des prophètes, te révélant par la lumière du soir. Malachie 4, le message de l'heure. Que ton nom soit loué, que ton nom soit exalté. Toi le Seigneur des Seigneurs, El Shaddai, le Dieu Tout-Puissant. Reçois l'honneur, reçois la louange. À toi la gloire, toi qui vis éternellement. Hey, yes! Merci Seigneur. Oh, tu es merveilleux Seigneur Jésus, le roi des rois.